friends and my dear faculty. My name is Yash Noni and today I will be presenting on Rallis India Limited of companies, not companies. Before we dive into the company, I would like to tell something about the industry. The industry in which Rallis India operates in is the agrochem industry, which is a subsection of the sector of chemistry, chemicals. On the global scale, the agrochem industry in India is the fourth largest, being after United States, Japan, and China. And on the exporter side of things, it is ranked on the 13th worldwide. This is mainly due to the low manufacturing cost and high demand from domestic fields. This is further appreciated by the fact that highly skilled workers are readily available in the market. Now, coming to the company, Rallis India Limited was established by a group of Greek brothers in the 1910s as a partnership under Rallis Brothers London, which used to deal in agricultural products being cotton, silk, and hemp. They came in India after the East India Company was removed as a business association, and India had to rule India as an administrative source. The Rallis brothers, seeing this as an opportunity, came to India to expand the industries. Although they came in India in 1910s and boomed the industry, during the Great Depression caused after the World War I in 1929, the industry, their venture in India collapsed. Thus, they had to transfer their trade here to another Greek family, being Argentine. And in 1948, it was incorporated as Rallis India Limited, being 23rd of August today, 75 years back. Therefore, not only is it company facts presentation, it is also the diamond jubilee of the company. In 1962, J.R.D. Tata took it under his helm and made the Rallis India Limited a subsidiary under Tata Chemicals. And on the other notional fact about it is in the 1968, it established its first technical manufacturing facility. Its registered office is situated in Mumbai, as you can see in the map. In the stock market, Rallis India Limited is present in both NSE and BSE, as well as being a part of two indexes, being Nifty 500 and Nifty Small Cap 250. Its symbol in NSE is Rallis, and in BSE it has a number of 500355. And closing share price on the 21st of August was 214.8 and 215 in NSE and BSE respectively. This data is shown for the previous financial year. In this, we can see that it had a high in April 22 and a lowest in June 2022. This data can be further easily seen on this chart. On this chart I have shown, where it is compared to the Nifty 50 index as well as BSE Sensex. The shareholding of the company is majorly held by promoters, being 50%. After that, it is majorly held by individuals in the stock market. And after that, it is national banks or mutual funds. The foreign investors holding 7%, government holding 2%, non-resident individuals holding 1%, other body corporates holding 1%, IEP being Investor Education Protection Fund holding 1%, and the last 0.02% being held by foreign and other banks and alternative investment funds. The two promoters of Rallis India Limited are Tata Chemicals Limited as well as Evert Investments Limited. These two companies hold nearly 50.09% of the shareholding. In the organization side, the board is held by 6 directors, and all the other executives of the company are under the CEO, Sanjeev Lal. The CFO, COO, sales and marketing all have different departments, with sales and marketing having 2 departments under it, being supply chain and domestic sales, and HR and sustainability having another department under it, being HR and business excellence. These are the 6 executive board committee members we have, being Mr. Bhaskar Bhatt, who is chairman, Mr. C.V. Natraj, Mrs. Padmini Kalkar, Dr. Punita Kumar Sinha, Mr. R. Mukundan, and Mr. Sanjeev Lal, being managing director and CEO. As usual, the chairperson always gives a few comments to the shareholders in the annual statement, annual return. A few of those points have been written here. On the prospect of future endeavors, Chairman has said that due to high global uncertainty caused by the COVID pandemic as well as the geopolitical unrest in East Europe, the projected growth rate for the global economy is as low as 3%. The IMF states that 70% of the growth will come from Asia, as seen in the GDP growth of 6.8% of India during the global recession. This uncertainty has led to high input costs and supply uncertainties. Global industry is estimated to have a low growth in 2024. The company is cautiously optimistic in addressing these challenges and tapping the opportunities in the uncertain environment. Now, due to the increasing awareness the general public have towards environmental factors, Chairperson has said that corporations are increasingly being evaluated on environmental and social metrics, as well as their corporate governance. We are committed to doing the right things right and ethical way, as this is the road to consistent, competitive, profitable and responsible growth that creates long-term values for our shareholders and our business partners and society at large. Now, seeing that the Indian market is unable to perform that well in regards to net profits, the chairman has said a few words on the Indian market. Energized by the emerging opportunities in the Indian market and the de-risking approaches adopted by the global agrochemical peers, the company's focus on investment in research activities and manufacturing infrastructure to further strengthen the product portfolio will accelerate the pace of profitable growth. At the core of this transformation journey to reposition Rallis for leadership are the company's employees. Of the 3 vision, mission and values, the vision of the company is to be among the top 3 leading enterprises in specific domains within farming, inputs and chemistry-led businesses by 2026. These specific domains include crop protection and crop nutrition. For the mission, it is actually serving farmers through science. This mission is accomplished by providing at least 5 different types of products to the farmer, being 4 different types of products to the farmers, being crop protection, crop nutrition, manufactured seeds, as well as animal nutrition. The last is the values which is upheld by the company, being safety, passion, integrity, customer centricity, and excellence. These 5 values form the core of the company and where it strives to be the best at. Now, the company provides 6 products and services, which are namely crop protection, crop nutrition, seeds, contract manufacturing, animal nutrition, and household products. Crop protection includes insecticides, pesticides, herbicides, and so on. These are used on a large scale to help to increase the yield of the products by decreasing the amount of weeds and such which are on the crops of our nation. Crop nutrition is used to enrich the soil on which our crops grow on. Seeds are specific seeds which are sold to the farmers. These are genetically manufactured to be better at crop, have a better yield and have a lower yield and are easier to grow. Contract manufacturing is one of the services provided to other corporates in the same industry. This manufacturing is allowing other corporates to use their facilities and produce chemicals under their facilities, so to make it easier for them to produce them and at a lower cost. Animal nutrition is providing nutrition to three basic farm animal groups, being shrimps, fishes, and cattle. Only for these three animal groups does the Rallis India provide animal nutrition for. In household products, it provides household remedies, being repellents for termites and cockroaches. Rallis India Limited is not only selling its product in India, it is selling its product all over the world. In India itself, it has a sales of rupees 2 lakh. All the figures are in rupees and rupees lakhs, which is, and other countries have existing sales as well, all increasing as well, excluding North America and Africa. Other than these two areas, all other areas have increased their imports from Rallis India Limited at a very high rate as well. As you can see in Europe, the demand for Rallis India products have increased nearly 2 times, and in Australia it has increased by nearly 4 times. The agrochemical industry on a large is an industry of $6 billion for the financial year of 21-22. The industry itself is filled with many competitors, no less than 25 to 30. This leads to not one company being the dominant force in the industry. Even our company Rallis India Limited has less than 5% stake of the entire market share, being only 4.66%. In here we see few of the competitors of Rallis India Limited. These being Krishi Rasayan, Villawood Chemicals, PI Industries, Garda Group, and Sharda Corporation, PropChem. Of these five, Krishi Rasayan and Villawood Chemicals are close competitors for the same, and PI Industries, Garda Group, and Sharda PropChem form the core top competitors in the industry. Now on to the financial performance and key indicators of the company. For this area, I have decided to show the data for 5 consecutive years, starting from FY 2018-19 to FY 2022-23. In this, we can see that the net worth of the company has explosively grown during FY 2019-20 to FY 2021. After that, a reasonable growth is only seen. The revenue model, as we can see here, over the years, it hasn't shown much increase. Only during this period of financial year 2019-20, increase of more than 1/3 has been seen. After that, a low increase in the revenue is observed, both in domestic and export sales. The net profits of the company, however, have been falling. For the first 3 years, you can see that we have a positive net profit year-on-year growth, being 27.35% and 26.88%. On the later years, however, in the recent years, the net profit has fallen by a quarter almost each time, and in the last year, nearly 50% of the net profit has been has dropped off. This is due to the increasing cost of raw materials which are needed by the industry. This was one of the major effects of the COVID pandemic which had on the agrochem industry. Now, because of the low net profits, the EPS of the company has fallen as well. You can see that a drop of 28% and a drop of minus 44% is seen in the later years. On to the financial ratios of the company. Of the financial ratios, I have chosen the ratios shown here are current ratios, debt equity ratios, debt service coverage ratio, return on equity, inventory turnover ratios, debtor turnover, trade payables, net capital, net profit, return on capital, and return on investment. These are few key indicators which are needed by all companies to be shown on the financial statements. The easiest to be known is current ratio being 1.66. Although it has fallen a bit, it is not of much matter because this much variance is acceptable in the industry. The debt equity ratio shows us how much of the debt is in proportion to the amount of equity held by the company. Here we can see that although the company has increased their debt equity ratio, it is only 0.08, which is a very good ratio for the industry to have. The debt service coverage ratio shows us how much of the earnings it is allowed to, how many times it can use its earning to cover the debt, the interest on which the debts are owned. Here it is 0.6. That is a very low figure to have because it means that for the entire interest, for the entire debt amount, it is not even able to pay 60% of the entire debt using its earning for the year. In the previous year, it is shown that it is 8.4%. This shows how much of loss the company is in. Return on equity is being how much of the net profit we have on the equity, total equity, being 5.4%. This has fallen by 46% from the previous year. For inventory turnover, debtors turnover, and trade payables turnover, these three shows us how the current assets are being affected, how much of the current assets are being used to generate income and expenses for the company. These being these have a very good figure normally, and not much variance is seen from them. The net capital turnover ratio is the amount of revenue we are able to generate from the working capital which is used by the company. And the net profit margin is basic net profit, although it is standing at nearly 50% down from the previous year. The investors are mainly interested in the return on capital incurred and return on investment. These two being how much return they are able to expect on each year. Those being 7.5%, 5.4% is very bad for the investors, and they are not inclined to buy the shares if they are so low. Now, because of the current environment, sustainability practices has become one of the major points for a company to focus in. The company Rallis India focuses on convergence of economic, environmental, and social performance to create sustainable value for all stakeholders. It is a signatory to the Indian Chemical Council's Responsible Care Program. Because of these programs, it has multiple programs, of which a few are stated here. It uses various programs to provide relief to its beneficiaries, one of which is Rallis project, which helps increase the availability of water in rural villages and providing education to rural population under the Ruby scheme, providing nutritious food for the malnutrition and helping in rural development, to name a few. Here we can see the physical representation in charts for how much of the water conservation it is doing. It is seen that water withdrawal, water consumption, and water intensity from the previous year has increased. However, water recycled has doubled during the year. This is a very good indicator of how much it is providing, how much it is putting its effort into saving our water supply. We can also see that it has harvested rainwater in million cubic meters, being 3.53, which is a lot of water. And industrial water consumed is also a bit on high. CO2 emissions, on the other hand, have fallen by nearly 0.06 of million megatons during the year. Awards and recognitions. Rallis India Limited has received many awards, under which the latest being Certificate of Appreciation for Excellence in Occupational Safety and Health, received by the Akola factory in 2020, in recognition of Managing Director Mr. V. Shankar's outstanding leadership efforts, the FICCI Award for Distinguished Contribution to Indian Agrochemical Industry was provided in 2018, and Green Building IGBC Platinum Certification given to Ankleshwar Factory in 2018. On to the SWOT analysis of the company. The company has a the strength of the company lies in having a very low debt equity ratio and has been improving their net cash flow for the last 2 years. The weaknesses, on the other hand, stand that annual net profits have been declining for the previous 2 years, and the inefficient use of capital has led to declining returns in the previous 2 years, being 2021-22 and 2022-23, as shown in the previous slides. Opportunities. Interest from the general populace is seen, being indicated by the high volumes of stocks being traded every day. Although the company has a very low return on capital employed and return on investment, it is still regularly traded in the stock exchanges and threats. The irregular monsoons experienced by the Indian subcontinent in the previous years has affected the sales of the company because of the irregularity of crops production the farmers have to face. On to the PESEL analysis. The PESEL analysis stands for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors on which the company is being affected by. For the political factors, Rallis India has to manage diverse regulations in various markets it is present in. Over the last few years, India and other emerging economies have changed regulations regarding not only market entry but also how chemical manufacturing companies can operate in a local market. This leads to the company having to maintain its regulations on many aspects and many different sides. Because of its vast international market, it has to keep a legal team just so that no regulations are broken by the company. Economic factor. The skill level of human resources is moderate to high in the basic materials sector. Rallis India can leverage this to their advantage to not only improve services in India but also open up opportunities in the global market. As seen, the basic sectors of India has many mid to high manpower available due to the high rate of education and literacy in India. This leads to for easy access to manpower in the country, which can be easily exported to foreign markets for making production factories overseas and making overseas sales easier for them. Social factor. Media outlets play an important and critical role in influencing the opinion of the general public. Both traditional media and social media are growing rapidly in India. The company can leverage this trend and establish itself in the market and position its products easier in the market. Of the three factors left, technological factor is one of them. Development and dissemination of mobile technology has greatly impacted and transformed the expectations of consumers in the basic material sector. It would not only have to meet expectations of the consumers, but also have to innovate to be ahead of its competitor and be easier for the farmers to access their products. Legal factors. Some countries, even if they follow international norms in regard to their legal systems, have high requirement of time for the resolution of some cases. So the company has to be prudent in the countries in which the company wishes to expand to, so that it does not get embroiled in longer cases and its operations are halted for no reason at all. And the final factor being environmental factors. Data awareness among the customers have also put environmental factors at the center of Rallis India strategy. Customers expect Rallis India to adhere to not only legal standards but also to exceed them, to become responsible stakeholders in the community and not to impact the environment in any negative way. And not only that, they also have to positively impact the environment so that the greenhouse effect slows down and climate change does not become a reality. Thank you for the time. Do any of you have any questions?
So
Yes.
what are the key factors which has shown the decrease or the increase in the profits of your company?
Of the decrease in the profit can be mainly contributed to few factors. One of them being COVID-19. The COVID pandemic not only caused the factories to close down, but basic materials used in the manufacturing of insecticides and so on were low on supply. This caused the demand to increase and the raw material cost to increase as well. This led to higher material costs and increase in expenses. This led to lower net profits. Yes.
Yes. What do you think is the share of this subsidiary in Tata?
Excuse me.
What is the share of this subsidiary in Tata?
Oh yeah. Tata holds 50.06% of the shares in the company.
What are the recent mergers?
Yes.
What are the recent mergers or acquisitions? What are the recent mergers or the acquisitions of the company? Are there any?
As in why the Tata acquired it in 1962?
This company has been merged with any other company recently.
Yes. Recently, if you can talk about it, in March 23, 2022, an Indonesian subsidiary of the company was merged into Rallis India. The reason for that was that the Indonesian company was not up to par. So all the legal procedures were completed on that day, and from that day on, no subsidiaries were held inside the company. Thus, no subsidiaries were shown in this presentation because for the financial year of 22-23, no subsidiaries were present. Any more questions?
Why did you choose this topic? Why did you choose Rallis India Limited out of all the options you were given?
At the start, when we were given the topic of company facts presentation, I wanted to use a company in the industry which is very close to our agriculture. Seeing that I am not very acquainted with the agriculture industry, I decided that agrochem was a very good industry to go on because not only does it deal with agricultural matters, it also deals with chemical matters, which is a very huge point of sustainability issues which India faces. Now, Rallis India, being a subsidiary of Tata, became one of the major key points which highlighted the company for to be chosen, in my opinion. Any more from the back benches? Anyone? Okay. Question है.
Are there any plans for expansion of the company?
Currently, the future plans of the company do not hold for expansion. They are only focusing on consolidating their foundations so that no more net profit is being synced in useless matters. Final questions? Thank you.